Hi, I'm Liv and welcome back to the Book Nook. Hey guys, so it is day 15 of Vlogmas? Yeah, day 15 of Vlogmas, and today, again, is not going to be the Be Kind to Your Retailer this Christmas video. Basically, I woke up this morning and wasn't having a great mental health day and was like, you know what, today is not the day for that. So I went back to bed for a bit, and then I went and did some Christmas shopping with my mum to get me out of the house and try and cheer me up a little bit. And hey, retail therapy works for me. I got this new Christmassy t-shirt. How cool is this? £3 from a charity shop. So what I'm going to do for this video is just show you the few things that I bought today, and then I'm going to have a little look at my year in review 2017 reading stats-wise, because I was bored earlier trying to distract myself, and I had a little look through my Goodreads and was looking at sort of what I'd read, and yeah, just had a few interesting things come up, so I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But first of all, as I say, new t-shirt, £3, charity shop, very happy with this find. Then another new t-shirt that I actually already have in a different colour and didn't show you the other day. But I got this one from Sainsbury's, so this is a blue version, and look, Pac-Man with Christmas pudding boobs, as in they go on my boob. So yeah, that's another Christmas t-shirt. I also got myself from the Christmas market, because I went for a little walk around the Christmas market. Only then, after I left, did I realise I probably should have vlogged it. Would have been handy. But I got myself a nice new scarf, and oh my days, it's soft. So this is my new favourite scarf. It's so soft, and so cosy, and smells lovely. So this is me now. So, new cosy scarf from the Christmas market, very happy with that. Then we went for a little look around some shops, and I got myself another frame for my New Yorker front cover card of Tom Gold's illustrations. So I got a new frame from Tiger. I can't talk today. Honestly, it's not a great day. Then I got myself something that I know I need, because I was lying in bed last night thinking, oh, I need another slip-proof mat. But I can't remember what on earth I need it for, but I got another slip-proof mat. Then also from Tiger, I got another little Christmas decoration. How cute is this little one? Won't focus. Why won't it focus? Look at that! How cute is that? Not that you can see it properly for some reason, but cute little one. And I also got myself I love me a deer, a doe, a deer, a female deer. So I actually got this from Sainsbury's, and it's really nice. Hello, I'm a deer. Nice to meet you. So, yeah, got myself a nice deer, just to cheer me up. I also got from Sainsbury's a nice candle, which is iced berry martini. Iced berry martini. And it's a nice candle. And it smells lovely. And then the most exciting thing that I bought today was I walked past that shop where I bought the fox mug and the owl mug. And I don't know whether you guys remember that I mentioned they do a raccoon. And you can probably see the steam coming off of the cup of tea. But look. Ah, raccoon. So obviously I had to buy the raccoon to go with the fox and the owl. Isn't he cute? I like his little tuft here. Little tuft. So yeah, when I walked past the shop and saw that they had the raccoon in, I was like, I can't not get the raccoon. It would just be like rude. So I got it. So, as I was saying, I had a little look through my Goodreads and what I had read this year, and I made a note of some sort of statistics and things, I thought was quite interesting. So, of the books that I have read this year, now the first thing I should say is I thought I was on 144 books of the year, but then I realised that some of my DNFs, because of the way I'd shelved them on Goodreads, some of my DNFs were still in there. I think 2 of my non-fiction DNFs were still counted as read. Now, then I counted my DNF'd fiction, and if you include DNFs, I've hit my target. Yay. But if you don't include DNFs, I've actually got an extra 2 books to read before the year is out, because I'm at 142. So I don't quite know. What's your guys' thoughts on including DNFs in your read? Because in my head, I have read them in as much as I'm going to read of them, and I'm not going to read them again. But then I also feel like I can't fully say I have read them, because obviously I haven't fully read them. What do you guys think about DNFing? Do you use Goodreads? And if you do, how do you sort of include your DNFs? How do they fit into the grand scheme of things? I'm curious. So I read 94 books of fiction so far this year. Of those, 3 were teen or YA, so I did Patrick Ness's Release, Patrice Lawrence's Orange Boy, and Angie Thomas's The Hate You Give. I haven't included things like Thornhill and Lumberjanes, because they are included in the graphic novels bit. I also read 6 kids' books, plus Roller Girl, if you include that, but that again, that's a graphic novel one. I've counted it with graphic novels. And 6 of my fiction books read this year were Philip Pullman, because I read the original trilogy, plus La Belle Sauvage, plus Lyra's Oxford, and Once Upon a Time in the North. It's a whole lot of Pullman. So then I read 23 graphic novels and 1 collection of manga. That's the most I've ever read in a year, graphic novel-wise. My non-fiction count is at 22. Now, this is the one that was at 24, but I've got 2 DNFs. So I'm at 22, plus what I'm reading at the moment, which is Nigel Slater's Christmas Chronicles and No Such Thing as a Fish's Book of the Year. So that would be 24 when I finish those 2. And as I have mentioned previously, a poor total of 2 books of poetry. Rupi Kaur's Milk and Honey and Luke Kennard's Cane. I am disappointed in myself that it's as low as that. As I say, I have read bits from other collections, but to have not read at least another 1 full collection, or no, I wouldn't be happy with 3, to be honest with you. So I'm really, really disappointed in that, and that if I was going to make any reading resolutions, which I'm still unsure as to whether I will. I watched one of Simon's Vlogmas videos where he was decorating his tree and sort of thinking bookishly about the year ahead, and sorry, this is really annoying me. And while I have started thinking about my reading in 2018 and what I'm planning on doing, and I've sort of hinted at that in some previous videos, I haven't fully decided yet whether I'm going to give myself any reading resolutions, as it were. But I think if I were to, and even if I don't officially make any resolutions, I will unofficially resolve to read more poetry, or get back to my levels of poetry reading previous to this year, because 2 in a year, that's appalling for me. So those are the sort of broader categories. I didn't break down my fiction into things like, you know, crime, sci-fi, literary, because it would be very, very skewed, and I don't think there's any need for me to sort of break it down into that. What I did do is, across all of the books I've read, fiction and non-fiction, is I had a look at 3 things. 1, how many of them were translated, and 2 and 3, how many of them were written by female or male writers. So first of all, translation. Of all of the books I've read this year, fiction and non-fiction, 15 of them have been translated. Now, if I do hit 150 books, that's 10%. And I think I'm okay with that. But at the same time, I always feel like I read more translated fiction than I do. And I feel like I talk about it to the point where you'd think I read more of it than I actually do. So I think that's slightly disappointing. But then at the same time, 10% with the books that I've read this year, is that the worst thing in the world? I don't know. I can't decide how much to let myself off the hook there. So the biggie for me was the ratio of male to female writers. So initially I went through and counted the female writers first, and then went through and counted the male writers. And when I was counting the male writers, I started feeling really disappointed, because I felt like I was heading towards a real gap that I would not be happy with. But actually, I'm okay with the resulting numbers. So of the books I've read this year, 68 have been written by female writers and 76 have been written by male writers. So I think a difference of 8, a swing of 8, I'm okay with, I think. I would be happier if the swing of 8 was in the other direction, but I think 8, that's okay to deal with. In a year when I have been more conscious of it, it's interesting to look at, even if you're being more conscious of it, unless you plan out what you're going to read, there is still an unconscious bias, I think, possibly. Again, that seems like a sweeping thing to say, but at least for me, it feels accurate, because I have been aware of what I'm reading, but still have come out, so far, 8 male writers up. Now, those numbers don't quite take into account sort of collected things and multiple author things, so things like the graphic novels I've been reading, I have counted them as under Brian K. Vaughan's name, but of course they will have had female contributors, and similarly I've read a couple of short story collections that were multiple author ones, and the split in those was roughly even, so it feels reflective of that. But it's not an exact science. If I had more time and more inclination, I could really drill down into the details a bit deeper, but yeah, I was just intrigued to look back at the year so far and see, okay, you've got a roughly even split of male to female. I think 8 is a difference I can deal with, and my translated writing at about 10%. So I just thought it was quite an interesting little look at the year behind, at the year gone. Obviously, we've not totally finished the year yet, and the books that I'm currently reading, if I was to look at it, so Nigel Slater, of course, male author, John Burnside, male author, No Such Thing as a Fish, 3 men and 1 woman, but then I have got on my TBR to read by the end of the year, Camila Shamsi, female author, Han Kang, female author and female translator. Can I have 2? No, probably not. Jessamine Ward, female writer, and then of course Karl Ove Knausgaard comes in and ruins everything by being a man again. So I will be interested to see, come the end of the year, or come the 1st of January 2018, what those ratios will look like. I don't want to have sort of looked at it now and then only read female authors till the end of the year just to get that, you know, that percentage up. That would feel false and just silly to be doing it for that reason. It's something I do just want to be bearing in mind, and I think it is important for all readers. I was going to say responsible readers then, but I don't know if I quite mean that. But I do think it is important for readers to be aware of the balance of male and female voices in what they're reading and how that sort of looks. It's always an interesting look at what you're reading and what you're taking in. So yeah. Now I kind of wish I'd looked at whether the percentage of female to male was different in my fiction or non-fiction. Ooh. I think I'd be up in non-fiction, just thinking about it off the top of my head. Although, maybe I'd be pretty much even on that one. That's maybe something I might look into for the next video. Who knows? So yeah, just a little look at some goodies I treated myself to today to try and cheer myself up, and a little look at the stats for my reading year of 2017. As I say, I have been thinking about 2018 moving forwards. I've hinted at a potential way of reading, or reading project, for want of a better word, that I might be looking at doing next year. But in general, I'm just it's getting to that stage of the year where I'm thinking about, will I be making any reading resolutions? Will I be setting targets? How will I be approaching 2018 as a reader? Once I've kind of reached some decisions, I will inevitably do a video, probably towards the tail end of Vlogmas, about what I am going to be doing. I am currently slightly struggling with deciding on how to do any book of the year roundup type things. I've got sort of various notes written down in my notebook, and one way I've looked at approaching it is sort of splitting it into categories, and doing sort of like a top 3 from each category, because that feels like I'd be getting the best of all worlds. But then, as I say, when I've only read 2 poetry collections, that one's a bit... And I think we all know, of the 2 poetry collections I read, which one was my favourite. So yeah, I'm having a bit of a think about how I do approach any books of the year for 2017 videos and things like that. How would you like to see it? Would you like me to just go, you know, whatever best books I've read this year? Or would you like to know things like, you know, best debut, best short fiction, best graphic novel, best non-fiction, best thriller, that sort of thing? Yeah, let me know in the comments below how you'd maybe like to see that go down. So I'm not sure what tomorrow's video is going to be yet. That will remain to be seen. I'm at that stage of Vlogmas, I think, for me. Obviously, it's the first year doing it, but for me, I think I was wary of this stage of Vlogmas anyway. You know, the beginning of the end, or the end of the middle. It's getting a bit trickier. Sort of, you know, the early stages, I was flush with the excitement of early Vlogmas and ideas and doing tags and things, and now I'm at the stage where I'm a lot busier. I haven't got many days off before Christmas now. In fact, I'm actually doing an extra day, so I've only now got Sunday and Thursday, or Sunday and Thursday off before Christmas. I'm then off on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but it means there's not much time between now and Christmas for me to sort of film, and I do struggle with the sort of filming it the same day and uploading it at a reasonable time and operating in arrears, as I say. So tomorrow's video, not sure what that's going to be yet. I will make a call on that as and when tomorrow comes. So I'm sorry the last 2 videos have been a bit all over the place. That's just kind of where I am at the minute, so you have no choice but to come with me. I will see you tomorrow for whatever that'll be. Have a little chat with me in the comments below. Have you had any look at your sort of stats of 2017 reading wise? Are you going to have a little look at it? And have you got, thus far, any beginnings of thoughts about possibilities for reading in 2018? Have a little chat with me in the comments below, and you shall see me tomorrow. Bye bye.